What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're going exploring. Let's get started. How's it going guys? So today we are finally going to branch out from this little peninsula where we've pretty much done all of our work so far. We went caving off to the east, I think. No, that's south. Yeah, east, north, what? South, that direction. whatever direction that is. I'm terrible with directions. We went caving a little bit in episode 2. But for the most part, everything's been done on our little starting hill or over there by the fields or here on the peninsula. And we really haven't gotten out and explored the world a whole lot. And that's a big part of Minecraft, is just going exploring. There's so much to find in Minecraft. There's so many different biomes, so many different resources. It's just a big, dynamic, diverse world. And so you want to get out there and see what's around, explore the world. So we're going to go do that today. But let's talk a little bit about what you want to take with you when you go exploring. So in my chest here, I've got a bunch of stuff that we want to take. So first of all, you want to take a bed. This is just like starting out in a brand new game. You kind of want to stick to exploring during the daytime. You don't want to have to deal with a bunch of aggressive mobs that come out at night. And so as the sun goes down, just put your bed down, sleep the night away, pick your bed back up and keep going. So bring a bed with you when you go exploring. Also bring a boat. You may run across an ocean like where we started, or you may just run across some rivers, and boats are much faster to travel by than on foot, and they also expend less energy. And so it's going to make things a lot easier to travel by boat when you can, which won't always be possible, but go ahead and bring a boat with you. Bring lots and lots of food. You could be out there for a long time, depending on where you decide to go, and you don't want to run out of food and have to start hunting animals and build a furnace to cook the meat and everything. So bring lots of food. Also bring lots and lots of planks. You can use these to build a crafting table. You can make some more tools if your tools break. You can build other things that you might need that you forgot to bring with you. So just bring lots of wood. You won't need a full stack, but it's not going to take up any more space to bring a full stack than just 10 or 12 or so you might as well. The rest of this stuff, you're going to want at least one map. Your map is going to reveal as you go out and explore, but I suggest bringing more than just the one map. So I would suggest bringing a cartography table and then a lot of extra paper and compasses so that you can make more maps. If you explore past the edges of your map, you can create a new map and just keep going. And also, one of the features that Bedrock Edition lacks that really makes me sad is the ability to mark your map with a banner. But I did find out quite by accident that you can still mark your maps by placing other maps. So here's my map that I created in the last episode to kind of show how your maps still work in the Nether. And I went ahead and decided to hang it up because it looks nice. It makes a nice decoration. But you'll notice kind of up in the top right corner, that little green arrow, that is where my map is located because it's hanging up on a wall, and I mounted this on an item frame. So you just put your map in an item frame, it puts it on display, and when you do that, it's going to mark where your map is located on the map. And so if you have a copy of that map, that green arrow will show up on your copy, and it's a way to mark your map in Bedrock Edition without using banners. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's very useful. Unfortunately, you can't change the color of the arrow, but whichever direction the map is facing, you can use that to kind of orient the arrow if you want to mark things a certain way. So that's why it can be useful to bring extra maps, is you can kind of leave them behind to mark them on your actual map that you take with you if you find things that are interesting. So bring some extra maps, bring paper. With a paper and cartography table, you can make as many maps as you want. I also suggest bringing some extra compasses. You can use the compasses to make a locator map, which is how your arrow shows up on the map. Again, 12 is probably overkill, but it doesn't take up any more inventory space than just bringing 1 or 2, so might as well. And then some item frames so that you can mark your maps and leave them behind if you want. So let me grab all this stuff. And then before we head out, let me talk a little bit about how cartography works. So your cartography table is pretty simple to craft. It's 4 planks and 2 pieces of paper. I've already got one here. So when you place this down, the interface looks like this. Over on the left is where you can put the paper, and one paper in the cartography table will create an empty map. If you try to make a map on a crafting table, it's going to take 9 pieces of paper. That's a terrible deal, and so always make your maps on a cartography table. It only takes 1 piece of paper. If you just use a piece of paper, you get an empty map. If you add a compass to it, you will get a locator map, and as you can see down here, it is a map that shows the player's location. And so we want a locator map, so we're going to take that. Now, because it's an empty map, it doesn't have anything on it yet. So to kind of mark it and say, this is the area that I want on the map, you just equip it in your hotbar and use it. And we now have a new locator map. And you can see my arrow, and as I move around, the arrow follows where I go. If I don't have the compass, then I don't get the arrow, and it's just an ordinary map. Now, this map is a 1-to-1 scale. Every pixel on the map is a block in the world, which looks really nice, but we're very quickly going to explore past the edges of this map. The way you can expand that is take your map, put it back in the cartography table, and just start adding paper to it. You can see this is a level 0 of 4 map. For every paper that I add to it, it's going to zoom it out by 1 level. So I now have a level 1 of 4 map, and you can see it's zoomed out by, I think it's twice as much or 4 times as much, I don't remember exactly. But the map now covers a much larger area. And you can do this 4 times. And so I want to get the most zoomed out map, level 4 of 4. So I'm going to do this again, level 2, level 3, and level 4. And now when I look at it, you can see the area that we've explored so far, which is really just where I'm standing, is only a tiny fraction of the entire map. So now we can go exploring really, really far on this one map. And I'm actually pretty close to the center. That's really nice. Usually where I start out tends to be on the edge of one of these level 4 maps. Now, one last thing I want to do before I leave is I want to copy this map and leave a copy behind. So I'm going to make an extra empty map. Then I'm going to take the map I'm going to bring with me, put it on the top over here, and the empty map on the bottom, and you'll see that is going to duplicate my map. So I now have 2 maps that are the exact same. What's nice about this is I can leave one map behind, and they will remain copies of each other. So I can go out exploring with the map that I bring with me, and whatever I end up revealing on that map, when I come back, it will be revealed on the copy of the map. So always leave one copy behind. It's also just safer, if you die and lose your map or something, you have a backup back at your base. So let me put this thing up on display really quickly. I'll put it inside by my other map for now. Eventually I'll create like a little map wall outside, but for now I'm just going to put it here. Alright, so that is our sort of saved copy of this map. Now you'll see when we come back, however much we've explored will be revealed on this map as well. So let's sleep the night away and we will be ready to get started. Alright, so we are ready to go. So now all we have to do is decide where we want to go first. Now because I know that I'm kind of surrounded by ocean on 3 sides here, I'm just going to explore the coastline first and just kind of see where that takes me. It's going to cover a lot more ground, or in this case, water. And then I can kind of go inland from there. Now, one tip I'll give you when you go exploring is try to be a little bit methodical. If you just kind of aimlessly wander around, the areas that you end up revealing on your map are going to be very erratic. And in order to go back later and fill in the rest of your map, you're kind of going to go all over the place. And so I suggest kind of heading to one side first, and then just kind of going up and down and back and forth, kind of a Zamboni pattern. It'll make it a lot easier to explore, and it'll make it easier to fill in your map later. Because I'm in a boat and I can get around a lot faster, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a spiral pattern to start out, just to kind of explore my coastlines. But yeah, eventually I'll try to make it to the edge of my map and then kind of follow that around. So what are we looking for exactly? Why go exploring aside from just to see the beauty of the Minecraft world? So there's a couple of things that I want to find. First and foremost is I really want to find a village. There's a lot of things that I have planned that are going to require villagers, and there are no villagers nearby my base. So I need to find a village and eventually move some of the villagers from the village back to my base. So I really want to find a village, but in addition to that, I really want to find some other biomes. I want to find a desert because there are things in a desert that only spawn in the desert, like cacti and rabbits and sandstone and stuff like that. And those would be nice to have in my base. I would like to find a Badlands biome or a Mesa biome to get lots of terracotta. And so finding different biomes that have different resources are really nice. And then yeah, really just, it's the fun of exploring to begin with. Just seeing what all's out there, seeing what world you're in and what it looks like. It's fun. It's nice. It's exploration. It is its own goal. It's its own reward. Now you can see I've already reached the edge of my map here. And I kind of want to go a little bit further in this direction. So I'm going to hop out of my boat, come up here. I want to go a little bit more inland to make sure that I'm fully on this side of the map. And then I'm going to put down my cartography table, make a new locator map, and pull it out so that I actually reveal it. Put it back into the cartography table and expand it to level 4. There we go. And so now you can see this is the next map over. A level 4 map. I think it covers a 2048 by 2048 area. And the maps will always align on the edges. And so if I go back over a little bit, looks like I was overly cautious and went too far. Where's my boat? I didn't break my boat, did I? No? I don't know where my boat is. Huh. Oh, there it is. Weird. I've never seen that before. Somehow it got buried in the sand. There we go. Okay. So if I come back over here, you can see my arrow is actually on both maps. On the left side, it's just showing I'm off the map. Unfortunately, the cursor doesn't change when you're off the map. But you can see I'm kind of right there on the edge. So I'm actually exploring both maps a little bit right now. And when I get back to my base, I can put both of these maps up on the wall and you'll see that their edges will align perfectly. Look at that sunset. I love Minecraft sunsets. They're really nice. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do right quick? You see these lit up areas under the water? Those are sea cucumbers, which are natural light sources underwater. I'm going to swim down here and grab a few of them. Later on you can put these things down. I think they have to be placed on coral, and you can bone meal them to duplicate them. So I only need to grab a few and then I can make as many as I want later. But I'm going to go ahead and grab a few while I'm here. Oh, look what I see. You see that right there? That is an illager outpost. So we're going to go check that out. These things can be a little bit dangerous. Oh, and a village. Finally. That's nice. That's not too far from the base. I can live with that. Wow. Okay, this is good. This is good. We found a village. It doesn't look like it's an abandoned village, so that'll be nice. Hopefully we'll find some villagers there. And then we are going to go loot that illager outpost right next to it. A pink sheep. Oh my goodness, that's supposed to be incredibly rare to find a pink sheep in the wild. You can dye sheep any color you want, but to just stumble upon one naturally, that's really amazing. Hopefully that's a sign of good luck. Maybe we'll find something really nice in this village. When you run across a village, go ahead and check out all the houses. Some of them will contain chests, and depending on your moral compass. You can decide to take whatever you find in the chest, and sometimes you can find emeralds or diamonds or enchanted gear or something. So check out each of the houses. What I like to do is go from house to house, and I'll just leave the door open once I've explored it so I kind of know which houses I've already visited. So here we go. Found an emerald in one of these chests and a bunch of apples. I'm going to take those. Oh yeah, and I'm definitely going to take all of these potatoes and beetroots. This is your best way of finding these other crops that you can't just randomly run across, is by finding them in a village. So I'm going to take all these things back to my base, and now I can start growing my own potatoes and beetroots. Oh, look at the little kitten. That is adorable. Oh. Well, this has been a little bit disappointing. This wasn't a terribly exciting village. Well, I was about to say village raid, but I'll say village exploration. Whatever. I was raiding the village, you know it. But yeah, it's nice that we finally found a village, and that's not too terribly far away from my base, mostly by water, which is very easy to travel across. So it should be very easy to get some of these villagers back to my base later. So what I'm going to do now is go check out that villager outpost. Before I head over there, I'm going to mark my respawn in one of the beds in this village. That way, if things go south and I die at the outpost, I won't respawn all the way back at my base. I'll just respawn back here at the village. If you don't have a village nearby and you want to raid one of these things, I would suggest go ahead and putting your bed down and leaving it there and marking that as your respawn. And then you can come back and pick it up later. So this thing, you've got a couple of options to raid this thing. You can try to pick off the villagers and then go inside, or you can just run in really fast, loot the chest at the very top, and then run off. I like to try to fight these guys if possible, if you've got a good bow and arrow, because once they start chasing you, they're actually really fast and they can keep up with you for a while. They can be a pain to lose. So they're pretty easy to pick off from a distance, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, the one with the banner I am not going to kill because I don't want to get the status effect that will cause a raid since there's a village nearby. So I'm going to ignore him and just take out the rest of these guys. Alright, I am going in. I'm going to run up to the top. Does that guy has the banner. I don't want to fight him. So I'm going to go up to the top and then put some blocks down so that he can't come up here. Okay, we're good. The guy with the banner can't come up here, so I don't have to deal with him. We'll take a look at the chest. Oh, there's the carrots. Nice. So now I've got beetroots, carrots, and potatoes. I can grow everything I need back at my base. Yeah, this is good. I'll take a crossbow. I might as well take the string. It's here. Why not? Take some dark oak. Sure. Okay, now I don't want to go back down because I don't want to fight that guy. So what I'm going to do is place my bucket of water here, let it drain for a little bit, pick it up, and then just ride the water down. Oh yeah. Easy peasy. All right, we're off to a good start. This was really fast. I found a village a lot faster than I thought I was going to. Got a bunch of crops that I was missing. There's enough villagers here. I probably am not going to lose all of them to zombies, but I like to kind of block a few of them in their homes just so that they can't get out and zombies can't get to them and zombify them or anything until I'm ready to come back and get them. But I think they'll be okay. I'm gonna go. Oh my goodness. You know what? I forgot to mark the location of that village on my map. I'm going to turn back right now before I forget, before I get too far away. And I'm going to go back and do that. Because even though it's going to be somewhere in that area of the map that I've already explored, I don't remember exactly where. And as soon as I sleep tonight, I'm going to forget. Okay, so we are back at the village. What I like to do, I like to place my map near the village center where the bell is. So get my cartography table, get the map that I'm going to dupe. So duplicate that map, good. Okay, so now I need to put up an item frame, and we need to decide what direction we want this facing, because We only have 4 ways to mark our maps in Bedrock Edition, and that's by pointing it north, south, east, or west. So we need to come up with a system so that looking at the direction of the markers on the map, we know what we are dealing with. Now, because the ones that I have hung up at my base are facing this way, I'm going to go ahead and put this one facing this way as well, so that the green arrow is pointing to the north. And that way I know any north-facing arrow on a map is going to be a village. Oh, here we go. Here's a new biome type. So this is a dark forest. And the dark forest is pretty much the only place that you can find dark oak trees, which are these short, fat trees in front of me. These are a really nice darker variant of the oak that is growing around our base. And so we're definitely going to want to get some of these, take these saplings back to our base and grow some of the dark oak over there. Fortunately, this biome isn't too far from our base, so if we need to come back for some more saplings later, it's not going to be a big deal. So I've explored pretty far along the coastline in each direction around the base. And rather than just keep going by sea, I'm going to start venturing across land now and see if I can fill in some of this map to the north. Hey, there's another village, and I think that one's going to be just off the map to the north. But we're definitely going to go check that out, see if there's anything good over there. Alright, so there's nothing terribly exciting here. So I'm going to start heading back to the east to kind of explore the southern edge of this new map. And then I will start heading back to my base from there. Wow, this is nice. I can see my house from here. Alright, so we've made it back to our base. I dropped everything off in a chest temporarily just to get it out of my inventory. But now that we've got all these maps, we need to put them on display somewhere. So I'm going to create a little map display thing around here. Where would be a good place? I think right here would be good. Now, because I've already started kind of marking my base and villages as pointing to the north, I need to kind of keep that same orientation with this thing. So I think I will go, I like using dark oak for this. I think it looks good. So I'm going to go, I'm going to do 2 dark oak beams like that, and then put some fences in between. Put some item frames in those fences. And then I can start putting my maps in there. So let's see. This is my main base. It's going to go on the bottom. This was the area to the north. And this was the area... Hello, cow. That was the area to the east. So you can see now all the edges align pretty nicely, and we can keep expanding this thing as we explore more areas. And when we want to go back out exploring, if we want to go back to this village that we found to the east, we can just pop over here and take this map. I'm also going to drop the cartography table in the ground below that. I'm going to go ahead and put a chest in the ground next to that as well. And I'm going to turn a bunch of these sheets of paper into empty maps and just put all of the paper and maps. I'll put some extra item frames in here. I'll put some compasses in here, as well as copies of the maps that I've already explored. So what I would recommend is the maps that you have up here on display, leave them on display. Never take them down. If I want to go back over here to the east, I'm not going to pop this map out and take it with me. I'm going to leave it here. That way I never lose it. If I take this one with me and I die, lose the map, it's gone forever. As long as I have this one here, I always have a copy, I always have a backup. And so take the map off, duplicate it, put the map back up, and take your copy with you. When you come back, because the two maps are copies of each other, the one that's on display will automatically update with everything that you've explored. So there's never a reason that you need to take these maps off. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap things up for today. Oh, wait, just kidding. Hold on. Back up. Get your mouse off that close button. I've got a special surprise. I have a special treat for you. Dare I call it bonus material. So today's episode actually finished a little bit sooner than I was expecting. So I'm going to throw in some bonus material. I'm running low on some resources that I need, specifically some crafting resources, specifically these shiny little diamonds right here. I want lots and lots of diamonds. I want diamonds to make diamond tools. I want diamond armor. I want to be rolling around in diamonds. And you just don't find many diamonds going caving. That's not a very efficient way to get diamonds. So I'm going to quickly cover the most efficient way I know of to find diamonds in this game. Now before you do this, you definitely want to have a pickaxe with Fortune 3 enchantment on it. If you can't get Fortune 3, try to get Fortune 2. But you definitely want to have a Fortune pickaxe when you go mining for diamonds. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting your time. You're losing a great opportunity. I have a pretty good diamond pickaxe that I'm going to use to actually do the mining. It's lost some durability, so I'm going to take my one last diamond and repair this thing. Now there's three ways that you can repair your items in the game. One is just combine the item with one or more of the resources used to make it. So for a diamond pickaxe, you would combine it with diamonds. For an iron pickaxe, you would add iron ingots and so on. And for each resource you add, it will add 25% of the durability back to the item. The second way is you can actually combine two of the same item on an anvil. So if I had two diamond pickaxes, I could put them both in here and I would get a new diamond pickaxe. That is the combined durability of both of them. Now these are not both the same material, so I can't combine them, but that's the second way that you can do it. The third way, and probably the best or most efficient way to repair your items, is with the mending enchantment. So the mending enchantment will repair a small portion of the item's durability anytime you gain experience while you have that item equipped. So if I had mending on this pickaxe and I'm out there mining coal or quartz or something that drops experience, it would actually repair my pickaxe as I'm using it. So that's the best way because it's not going to cost you any experience or resources. You just go use the item and it repairs it. Now, in order to find diamonds, we need to get down to Y11. And so I'm going to start over here in the little chamber that I dug out for the enchantment table and the portal. Except I'm going to go the other way. So I'm going to move this torch to that side, and I'm going to start staircasing down on this side. So this is going to take me a while. I'll get back to you when I get down to Y11. Alright, so I got down here to Y11. I just dug some stairs all the way down from where it branches off the enchantment room. I came all the way down, almost to Y11, and then made a U-turn and came back. And then I dug myself out a nice little room down here where I can have a bed, some chests. Got several furnaces going because I'm going to be finding a lot of, well, cobblestone, which I want to smelt up into stone because it's nicer to build with. I'm going to find a lot of iron, maybe some gold. So I want to have some furnaces where I could smelt that stuff up while I'm going. I may eventually put an auto smelter down here, but I'm going to need more iron for that. And for now, just, this is fine. Furnaces are cheap. I had a lot of cobblestone from digging out the stairs, so that's what I did. So Y11 is, in my opinion, the best level to be mining at because very large pools of lava tend to be at Y10. And so if you're digging through at Y11, you're not going to break into the lava. Worst case, you'll break a block and there'll be lava below it, so you have more time to react. And then you're going to find a lot of diamonds just at your level or one level above or below you. So it's kind of that sweet spot in my opinion. And so what we're going to do is called branch mining or strip mining. We're basically just going to take off and go mining in one direction for a very, very long ways and then turn around and come back on another branch and basically just strip this whole area at Y11. Now what I like to do is start off with a 3x3 hallway, and this is kind of my main hallway that I always come back to. So I'm going to dig out a little ways, a 3x3 hallway, and then we'll get started from there. Alright, so I got a hallway started here. Eventually I'm going to keep on going with this, but this will get me going for several branches to begin with. So why 3x3? Well, the branches are all going to be 1x2, and so having a nice big hallway as your main hallway is just kind of a definite, I'm back where I started. I've done some branch mining where I just do a bunch of hallways that were all the same size, like this, and it just turned into a giant labyrinth and I would get lost. So I like to have a big hallway that's just very obviously your starting point. So how does branch mining work? So the idea is that diamonds are going to appear in veins of 2 to 4, maybe 8 if you're lucky, blocks. And so you're just going to go mining straight in a line as far as you want, and then you're going to skip a few rows and come back in a straight line again. And so the idea is if there are diamonds anywhere on these 3 rows, I will run across them in this direction, in this hallway, for lack of a better word. And over here, if there are any diamonds on these 3 rows, I will run across them in this hallway. Now, I like to skip a row in the middle because if there are any diamonds right here, there's a very, very good chance that there's also going to be diamonds either here or here. It's very unlikely that there would just be diamonds right here in between the two without me seeing them. Some people like to go every 3, some people will go every 4 or 5 or 6. For me, 4 seems to be the good number. It's a balance between making sure you don't miss any diamonds and wanting to, cover more ground faster. So I like to do every 4 rows. And so that's where I put my torches down. I counted out every 4 rows so I know this is going to eventually be a branch, this will eventually be a branch, and then I don't have to worry about counting each time. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to go about 160 blocks. Why 160? Because that's 10 chunks, which is the simulation distance in my world. And so that'll keep me within 10 chunks of my furnaces, and so if I have anything smelting, they'll be within the simulation range and continue smelting while I'm doing this. But I'm not going to be super strict about how far I go. So I'm going to strip mine for about an hour and we'll see how many diamonds I find. When I do run across any diamonds, I'll mine them up with my Fortune 3 pickaxe. That way I get more diamonds than I would get with my diamond pickaxe. So here we go. Alright, so it has been just about exactly 1 hour, and let's see how I did. How many diamonds do you think I found? 13. I mean, 13 is good, but I mean, it could have been better. Oh, yeah, plus all of these. So almost 2 full stacks of diamonds in 1 hour just from strip mining. And that's not including all of this iron. I've got about, plus what's cooking up over here, yeah, I'd say I got about 3 full stacks of iron. Probably a full stack of gold, more coal than I know what to do with. I've got stone and cobblestone coming out my ears. All of this stone came from smelting up cobblestone, so that's why I've got all these furnaces cooking up over here. And in 1 hour, I was able to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 full tunnels that were each about 160 blocks long. So yeah, I would say that's a lot more efficient, especially in terms of getting diamonds, than just going caving. You're down here where there's a lot more resources, especially the really valuable resources like diamond, and you don't have to worry about as many mobs. I did run into an underground sort of cave area with lots of lava that I turned into obsidian, as you can see. So I did have to deal with some mobs in here, but it was a lot safer, it's a lot faster, a lot more efficient. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap it up for today. I would say it was a pretty successful day. We did a lot of exploring. We found a couple of villages. Next time we'll get some villagers over here. We found lots and lots of diamonds, so that's certainly going to help us out. Next time we'll make some full diamond gears, a lot of more diamond tools. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today, and hopefully you did too. I hope you learned a couple things. I hope you found this interesting. Please drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. It'll really help me out, and it will let you know when future episodes are released. If you've been following my episodes since the beginning, you may have noticed that I'm only doing one episode a week. That's really all I have time for at this point. So I'm going to try to cram a little bit more into each episode going forward. You'll notice this episode is a little bit longer than the previous ones. And so, since I'm only going to be doing one episode a week, I'm going to try to give you more content than I otherwise would if I were doing 2 or 3 episodes. So the next one, I've got a lot planned for the next episode. I think it's going to be really fun and exciting. So please join me next week and have fun. Thanks, guys.